Christians tend to want to try to, master arguments for individual issues like abortion and sex education. The trouble is that they're not effective when they're divided up like that. There's an underlying worldview under all of the secular issues that we're facing, and if we master that worldview, it becomes much easier. There is no major secular bioethicist today who denies that life begins at conception. So how do they get around that to support abortion? Well, they say the fetus is human but not a person. And then personhood becomes defined in terms of mental abilities. And we don't call it a person until it's earned the right to personhood in the sense of acquiring certain level of cognitive functioning, self-awareness, and so on. And when does that happen? Notice, for one thing, how fundamental this is. Being human is no longer enough for human rights, because they acknowledge that the fetus is human, but still don't acknowledge that it has human rights. And that's why people are calling it Gnosticism. Or the early church faced Gnosticism. Several books of the Bible, of the New Testament, are written against Gnosticism. And so they denigrated the body as the prison of the soul. But today, I think we see that Gnosticism most clearly in the transgender movement, because transgender activists argue explicitly that your gender identity has nothing to do with your biological sex, nothing to do with your body. So here's the logic. If our bodies are products of blind, purposeless material forces, then they have no intrinsic purpose that we are morally obligated to respect. They give no clue to our identity. They have no moral message. We may do with them as we see fit.